next essay is building on our last project. So if you are in the chemistry learning community, with the chemistry and writing learning community, you should have just finished our children's book project, which you went through a series of different types of drafts and genres. Hopefully you had time to propose a topic, then build a script, and give yourself a little background information. Then hopefully you were able to create the storyboards and hand-drawn sketches and that sort of planning along the way. And then we built a digital rough draft as we practiced creating characters of our own using simple programs like PowerPoint, or Google Docs, or even Paint in some cases, depending on what you did, or drawing on clip art, that kind of thing. Finally, we for some of you, you tried to do the eye tracking software feedback. If not, we'll try and add that at a later time as part of this next step. And then ultimately, hopefully you got to share your kid's book with some of the elementary students. And I love, every time we do this, I love seeing the college students, you guys working with the third graders or whichever class you had in this instance. But yeah, so we just finished that. Good job creating a kid's book. If you completed that, good job working with the children and thinking about audience and how can I craft a story that teaches chemistry to kids. And hopefully that was a really meaningful experience. So next steps are taking what we did with that project and starting to reflect on it. So this next project is kind of evaluating your own rhetorical choices, writerly choices, and reflecting on those. So we're going to be looking at, here, let's jump into this. There's going to be a couple drafts like there always is, and there's going to be a peer review for this project that's more in depth. So you can see that there's points for just kind of getting drafts in at the 250 mark or the 650 word mark, and then there's going to be points associated with the peer review. So make sure you do each of these steps. They're easy money points. As far as what is expected in the essay itself, I give a little bit of context here, but I want you to take highlights, highlight some of your more effective writing practices, the things that from the beginning you're like, okay, we learned this in class, so I tried to do it, or I thought this would work well for the kids, or I thought this would be a good way to frame the story or do visual design. Anything we've covered or that you are aware of writing content wise, I want you to talk about your choices, why you made them, and whether and how effective you see them being at this point. You can use to help you with that evaluation. Draw on your experiences with the children. Think about which moments worked, which moments didn't work as well as you had hoped. Where did you see yourself needing to clarify as they read the story, or where was the book almost too easy for some of them? So, and why? So think through, draw on those experiences with the kids, and also if you did the eye tracking software and made changes based on how your classmates looked at the book, or if you got any peer feedback along the way or feedback from me or Mike, you can tie that in. And otherwise, we'll do the eye tracking software hopefully in the next week before, and you can use that as another data point to evaluate how effectively your visual design was done. So be thinking about those three key parts of this. Again, you are looking at your choices as a writer as you built the story, as you drew on rhetorical principles of audience or visual design, all that fun stuff. And you're evaluating how well and to what degree you did something effectively. And you want to draw on the experiences you had with kids' eye tracking software and all of that. And so as part of that, so that's kind of the general approach to the project. And then the basic requirements, I want you to use APA format. You can follow my YouTube video for that I posted an announcement a few weeks ago. I'll probably repost it. You need to write at least 1,000 words. This is a reflective rhetorical analysis. It's something you experienced. So while it says 1,000 words, they should come fairly quickly because you're telling a little bit of your own choices and thought processes and kind of the meta-analysis of why you did what you did. So it shouldn't be as challenging as, say, a 1,000-word research paper in the traditional sense. I do want you to quote your own work. I do want you to use your student experiences with the children and use the eye tracking data as evidence for your evaluation and your analysis. Make sure you write the essay using effective paragraphing. This is probably going to be more than just a 5-paragraph essay, and you always want so watch those videos again if you need a refresh. But make sure the introduction is doing all the things an introduction should do. Make sure the conclusion is doing the same, and that the body paragraphs are being guided by the content and meaningful experiences like we've talked about. Finally, I want you to cite 2 sources from the meme day content on writing or rhetoric, whether that's my videos or readings we've had or something like that, or something from an in-class lecture, and then use at least 3 screenshots or images to add visual interest and enhance your analysis. So this is the next step. We've got a couple weeks we're going to be working on this. It's kind of showing that you've been learning all along. So it's a nice kind of culminating project. And again, it's, this project is worth 5% of the combined grade. The kids' book was worth 11%. So we want to make sure you're hitting those drafts along the way and that you're doing a good job with this, because they are a good chunk of your grade as things continue to add and build up. As always, if you have any questions about any of the projects, you can always email me or text me and let me know. And for anyone who stumbles across this video on my YouTube channel, if you have any questions about this, you can always reach out to me and I'll talk through it a little more. Or you can also look at some other varieties of projects I have with the chemistry and writing learning community by going to rewritingchemistry.wordpress.com, I believe. So thank you. Hopefully this was helpful for my students, and enjoy and have a good day.